Alright, we're in Anaheim Stadium. Just got my Bennett table tent here. Just got checked in. Now I'm just waiting to stand by. Waiting for them to take us into the event, which is probably right here. Nope, maybe not. Looking forward. That's just nice. I'm just sitting there. Right. They brought us out to the field while we're in the bullpen. Right up on the field. Bar open. Nice spread.
Well, welcome, Mr. Ohtani. We are super excited to have you here in front of a bunch of Topps fans and fans of yourself as well. So we're going to just do interactive question and answer. I'm just going to kick off things with maybe an easy question here, but tell us a little bit about playing baseball in Japan, how it differs from your experience now playing in America in the major leagues.
まあ、サイズも大きいですし、やっぱり力もそうですし、まあ、スピードも誰が見てもこう分かりやすいところでレベルが高いと思います。
So, I mean, everyone's bigger, faster, stronger. I think it's obvious the competition is way higher over here.
And in terms of outside of just the game, in terms of day in, day out, what's unique or different about the culture over here or playing over here outside of the stadium?
試合以外で文化とか中で一番違う感じ
あんまり球場の外にで感じるとこはないので、まあ、ただこうベンチの中でいろんな球種の選手がいて、まあ、ラテン系の選手はすごい、盛り上がりもすごいし楽しそうに野球してるなってすごい感じるので、そういうのはすごい楽しいかなとは思いますね。まあ、球場の外は結構いろんな食べ物も思った以上に日本のものも多いですし、いろんなものを食べて楽しくやれてるので、そこは全然苦になってないかなと思います。
So outside the field, It's not much different from Japan, but also there's not much Japanese food there is out there, and also different types of a lot of food all around the country. And I love communicating with my teammates. They all come from different backgrounds, different countries. Especially the Latin guys, they all seem like they're always having fun playing baseball. I like to get some of the
And you mentioned food, right? So lots of various food. Anything jump out American cuisine-wise? Any city, any specialty that you like, that you enjoy here?
食事の話が出たんですけど、ここまでアメリカで食べてきた一番お気に入りの何でしょうか。
インアウトじゃないですか。
Gotta say, in and out. It's my favorite.
California special. Anything on the road? Any city that has something where you're like, I can't wait to get to Houston for barbecue, or what about a visiting? Give us something on the road here.
遠征地ではどうでしょうか。食べたこれが美味しかった。
そうですかね。まあ外はあんまりですけど、各球場によっていろいろ違うので、まあでもやっぱりヤンキースはすごかったなと思います。まあ雨で伸びたっていうのもありますし、まあ量もそうだし、すごかったなと思います。
So I don't really go out to eat too much, so couldn't really tell you outside the field. But every clubhouse I go around the road, they have different type of foods. But I gotta say, Yankee Stadium had the best food, quality, the amount. I mean, there was a long rain delay, so we had a lot of time to enjoy it.
That's good to hear. Glad you're able to enjoy that when you're on the road. What about when you go back home? You know, after a long season here, are there a few things that you're really excited about when you get back home? Friends you want to see, restaurants you want to go to, things you want to do? What are some of the first things you do when you get back home?
まず食事の話し友達と会うと
まあご飯の話しかちょっとしてないですけど、お寿司を食べに行きました。
It's gonna go back to the food thing again. I went to eat sushi right away.
Sushi,
As soon
right
as
away.
I left.
Okay. And any particular sushi spots or anything? The fish markets in Japan, or you go to restaurants? What's the spot?
ここに一番泊まる
はい。まあ市場の付近に住んでるので、まあいつでも行けるんですけど、まあちょうど大谷っていうお寿司屋さんがあるので、いつもそこに行ってます。
I actually live right near the new fish market. I still haven't had the chance to check it out, but it's available. But I have a spot I go to, and coincidentally, the place is called Shohei Ohtani. That's my spot to go.
Makes sense. It's a good spot. But coming back to some of our business here, in terms of baseball cards, memorabilia, you know, you've worked a lot with us here at Top, signing 1 million cards and memorabilia. Did you collect baseball cards as a kid, or any memorabilia?
あんまりサイズで自分自身は幼少期コレクションしてました。
コレクションっていうほどでもないですけど、まあ、日本だとポテトチップスによくカードがついてるので、それを買って、まあ、イチローさんが出たりとか、松井さんが出たりとか、まあ、そういう感じでは買ってました。
So I wasn't a huge collector. The whole card collection thing is not that big in Japan. But they sell potato chips that come with like a card or two. So I always bought that, and whenever I got like Ichiro or Hideki Matsui, I was really excited.
Those are the Calbee potato chips?
Calbee? Yes.
Yeah. Some of the American collectors try to track those cards down as well. So. And the chips are pretty good. Chips are good too, you can't go wrong. Almost like the old Topps cards. When you bought the old Topps packs, they used to come with chewing gum in them. So even if you didn't get your favorite player, you got an awesome piece of gum.
その弟はチューインガムそういう手に似たような
Well, let's open it up to some questions here from the floor as well. I want to make sure we get you guys involved. Does anybody have questions here for Shohei? Up front?
What's his favorite band?
Band.
Favorite music you listen to?
Music, okay.
It's the toughest question on the
ライブにも行ったことがないので、そのぐらいなんか特定の人がいないんですけど、まあ、いつか行ってみたいなと思います。
So he never had like a particular band or artist that he really liked. He's never been to a concert or live event, but he would like to go one day.
Sure he's not in BTS?
He doesn't doesn't know their songs though. He knows that they're popular.
He looks like he could be in the band.
I got one.
In the back, yep.
What do you like better, striking out a batter or hitting a home run?
ホームラン三振を取るのも
まあ、単純に比率的にホームランの方が少ないので、絶対的に。なので、やっぱり1本単位だとホームランの方が嬉しい。
So I'm gonna have a lot less home runs than strikeouts on a normal year, so I would have to pick home run. It's more rare.
Best wishes for a speedy recovery first and foremost, but would you say it's tougher to face pitchers in Japan or here in America?
タイプでピッチャーはアメリカと日本対戦してどっちの方が難しいですか？
まあ、日本はどっちかというともう変化球が多くて、アメリカはどっちかというともう速いボールっていう感じなので、まあ、個人的にはやっぱり速いボールの方が対応が難しいかなと思って。
So in Japan, it's more breaking ball based compared to the States. Over here, a lot more velocity and a lot more fastballs. So personally, he struggles more with velocity, so he would probably pick American pitchers that are tougher.
Is there, on that question, is there a particular pitcher that's been really tough?
誰かこのピッチャーが特にエゴー
まあ、でもやっぱバーランダーとしては何回かやりましたけど、いつ対戦しても、まあ、たまたま打った打席とかありましたけど、全体的にはやっぱりまっすぐの質とか全体的なバランスはすごいかなと思います。
I faced Justin Verlander numerous times last season, and every time I faced him, he had top-notch stuff. And I was lucky enough to get a couple hits off him, but overall, he's really great pitcher.
Sure.
Who has more power, you or Mike Trout?
Mike Trout.
Good.
What's your approach at the plate?
最近のアプローチ
まあ、なのでさっきも言ったんですけど、まあ、基本的には速いボールにしっかり対応できる、まあ、その中でチェンジアップだったりとか、まあ、そこに対応していけたらなと思ってます。
So I kind of said this earlier, but I try to focus on the fastball first, get my timing right, and adjust to their secondary stuff.
こちらに来てディズニーランドとか USJ とかは行かれましたか？
So the question is, ever since you've been over here, have you ever been to Disneyland or Universal Studios?
ユニバーサルに行ったんですけど、まあ、ディズニーランドには行ってなくてまあいつか挨拶に行かなきゃなと思ってます。
I actually had the chance to go to Universal Studios last year, but unfortunately, I still haven't been able to go to Disneyland, even though it's like right here. So I feel like I need to go visit there soon.
Do you have any other questions out from the audience? Go ahead, Dan.
So Mike Trout talked about a prank that was pulled on him when he was a rookie. Did you have any fun pranks that were pulled on you?
シーズンの時に数がいろいろされたって言いました。大谷選手かなそういう感じでした。
僕が知ってるんですか？された。なんかでも子供みたいないたずらが多いので、まあなんかこうやってやってみたりとか、そういう意味がわからないやつが結構多いかなと思います。
I mean, the guys like to joke around a lot. They're all like big little kids in the clubhouse. They always pull like small pranks on me that at first I didn't understand, but now I'm starting to catch on.
Good.
Are you pulling any pranks on any of the guys yet?
に一度こう一ったりする。
いや、僕年が下なので、あんまりできないですけど、まあ冗談言う人には言えますね。トラウト選手ぐらいになるとちょっと選手自体はちょっと言えないかなと思います。
I'm still one of the younger guys on the team, so it's really hard for me to pull pranks on people. They're all have more service time, they're all veterans, especially players like Mike Trout and Albert Pujols. It's gonna take a while to be able to pull pranks on them.
Good.
You were talking about which pitcher was tough to face. How about as a pitcher, which hitter is challenging and tough to face?
まあ、ピッチャー的に、
すぐ終わってしまったんですけど、ベッツ選手はやっぱり、初めて対戦して、投げたまっすぐ簡単にセンターにホームラン打たれたので、打席の中で構えてる雰囲気もそうですし、実際に打たれた感じもやっぱりすごかったなと思います。
I only faced him one time, but Mookie Betts, I thought I made a pretty good pass ball. But he took it deep center field, so that was really impressive. The way he was standing in the plate, he had this aura about him that silence.
Who's your best friend on the team? 同級生がフレッチがいるので、一番、フレッチとか、シンバも一緒にゲームしたりとか、一番って言うと分かんないですけど、その2人は特にいつも一緒にいるかなと。
So David Fletcher and I are the same age, so we're pretty close. I'm always with him playing games, and also Simmons, Simba, we always play video games all the time. So those two guys I'm probably the closest to.
Obviously, pitching and hitting for everybody else, those are full-time jobs. Do you find yourself having to put in a lot more time than everybody else, like practice and on your own to stay out of your goal?
ピッチャー、まず活躍がないんですけど、去年と練習量が増えるようになりました。
それはあんまり、個人的にそこしかやってないので、一つやったことがないので、ちょっとわからないんですけど、そこまできついなっていう感覚はないですし、トレーニングにしても何事にしても、どちらにもこう活かせるような、一応やってるつもりなので、そういうふうには工夫しているかなと思います。
It's kind of hard to answer that question because I've always been a two-way player ever since I'm in the pros. I don't know how it's like to be just doing one thing, but I don't feel like it's too much on me. And every training I do, I try to make it so it works out for both pitching and hitting. Like doing a weight training, trying to make it work for both ways.
I was going to jump in and ask one question. We talked earlier a little bit about when you were collecting, you mentioned Ichiro and Matsui. Did you watch Ichiro's last game over in Japan? What did you think of that? Was that cool for him to be able to retire as a Mariner in Japan?
伊藤さんに対して先ほどカードの話を言ってました。どういう気持ちで
実際にテレビで見てて、やっぱり日本で野球やってきた選手としてはしっかりと最後見たいなっていう気持ちになるんじゃないかなと思うし、日本人にとってはそれだけ偉大な選手で、悲しいなという気持ちもありますけど、また直接会ったらこうやってできればなと思います。
I had a chance to watch. I was watching it on TV actually. As a baseball player from Japan, I felt like it was an obligation to watch Ichiro's last moments as a baseball player. And it's sad, but at the same time, I'm really proud of him as a countryman. And I think I'll have the chance to meet him soon, and I would like to give him my words first.
More questions from the audience? Stretching. Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite ballpark other than the Angels Stadium?
綺麗な球場はもういっぱいあるんですけど、やっぱりデビューしたっていう意味ではオークランド、そんな新しい球場ではもちろんないんですけど、思い出はあるなと思います。
So there's a bunch of beautiful ballparks all across the country, but I made my debut in Oakland. I know it's not the newest field, but I don't have to pick Oakland. That was I made my major league debut.
Okay.
For Japanese baseball, other than Sapporo Dome, what is your favorite stadium in Japan to play?
Other than Sapporo?
Or maybe, other than its home, the Fighters Stadium. Or what did you fear because the fans are so proud of it?
ヤンキースの一番好きな
日本では全然ヤジはなんかアメリカはもう僕は結構いっぱいヤジられたんですけども、日本ではほぼなくて、いざというと、広島は特になんかメジャーリーグの球場っぽくて綺麗だなと思って、日本シリーズもやりましたし、
There's actually, I've had zero experience with rude fans in Japan. I have a lot more since I came over here. At several spots, but my favorite field would have to be Hiroshima. It kind of resembles like a major league field with natural grass, outdoor field. So that would probably be my favorite road stadium.
Who is your least favorite team to play against, or whose fans do you dislike the most?
Fans?
Yeah.
Which fan
Or
is-
team, like Dodgers or.
嫌いなチーム、まだ1年しかやってないのでなかったですね。一番ブーイング受けたのはやっぱヤンキース。
So I've only been playing for a year, so I can't really pick a team that I don't like yet, but I can tell you that the Yankees fans booed me the hardest.
So when will we see you in the Yankee pinstripes?
That'll turn the tide of booing.
He's like that.
Yeah, it's up to the Angels.
What about it? So we have a lot of collectors in the room, obviously. Most of you guys out here are big card collectors. Did you save any memorabilia from your rookie year? The bat you used for your first hit, or your first jersey you wore, anything that you kept?
皆さん、あれですけど、自分自身、去年の活躍の何かしらの
あんまり物にはこだわらないんですけど、全部自分のものは比較的こうしっかりしてて、唯一大事にしてた練習で使ったバットを大事にしてたんですけど、つい昨日売りました。
So I mean, he's not a big collector, especially his own stuff. He just sends all the stuff to his back home to his parents. They keep it all at his house. But it's one thing that he had a EP bat that he used all of last year.
Okay.
It didn't break, but it broke yesterday.
Did you keep the broken bat though, or where did that bat go?
フルドバッグはちゃんと保管してます。
ロッカーに飾ってます。
He's gonna hang it up in his locker.
Okay, good.
How difficult is it to come back from Tom John?
準備状態ですけど、ナイス。
バッティングに関してはほぼないのかなと思ってですね、今のところ、位置に関してこう、今の段階でつまずいたりっていうのがないので、本格的にピッチングが始まってきて、どうなのかなっていう不安は持ってますけど、バッティングに関してはないかな。
So far, he has been going great. There's no setbacks with the elbow, especially hitting wise. There's absolutely no problems, and he has no worries. But when it comes to pitching, when he starts to ramp it up and maybe start throwing harder, then there might be some problems. That's the only thing he's worried about. But other than that, it's been really smooth.
How about in terms of pregame preparation, pregame rituals that you have when you're hitting versus when you're pitching?
試合前に感覚系とかなんかありますか？ピッチャーにバットを持ってるとか。
なんかはありますけど、やらないことはお風呂にピッチングの時は入らないっていうのは、日本の時から野手の時は入るんですけど、ピッチャーの時は入らないっていうのを使う。
One of the rituals is before I pitch, I never take a bat. I never soak in the bat.
Okay.
But when I'm hitting, I usually soak in the bat. That's one of the rituals.
Okay. Right there.
Is it true you're faster than Mike Trout?
That's a lie.
さんは左足から結構
It's nothing that he really doesn't do, but he makes sure he always steps with his left foot first when he's going up the stairs.
I'm curious, at what age did you hit 100 mile an hour the first time?
100マイルを初めて投げたそう思いました。
18ですね。18の夏です。
When I was 18 in the summertime.
Okay.
Is there a pitcher that you haven't faced yet that you really, really are looking forward to facing or want to face as a hitter?
対戦してないピッチャーの中ですごく対戦を楽しみにしているピッチャーがいます。
シャーザー選手は、トラウト選手がやっぱり、一番すごいって言ってたので、実際に見てみたいなとは。
Max Scherzer would probably be the guy, especially because Mike Trout told me he's one of the toughest pitchers he's faced, so he's really looking forward to facing Max Scherzer.
Okay.
What is your greatest accomplishment for last year?
去年で達成した中で達成しましたけど、一番自分の中でこれなんでしょう。
新人王も取りましたけど、取った時よりやっぱり1本目のホームランを打った時の方が、ベンチに帰ってきてたのもそうですし、やっぱ嬉しかったなと思います。なんかそこで、エンジェルスの一員になったなっていう感じがしたかなと思います。
There's a couple to choose from. Like Rookie of the Year is obviously special, but I'll probably have to say my first home run that I hit in Angel Stadium. Especially when I came back, my teammates gave me that silent treatment. That moment, I felt like I was really accepted, and I really became a member of the Angels.
Any other questions up front? Yep.
Favorite baseball legend of all time?
球史レジェンド一番好きな球史に行きます。
やっぱ日本人なんで、イチロー選手は、好きですし、交流もあるので、実際にキャンプの時に教えてもらったりとか、目標にしてた選手かなと思います。
So I would have to go with the Japanese player. So it's going to be Ichiro Suzuki. He's someone that I look up to, and I still, we still go out to eat sometimes, and he gives me advice. So,
Did you play in the high school tournament in Japan, and how far did you go?
甲子園出場経験ありますか？何回戦出場経験
あるんですけど、1回戦でもそうなってます。
I went to the tournament twice, but got eliminated in the first round both times.
Any other questions in the room? Yeah, go ahead. Ask away.
You were saying you played video games a lot, especially with Transcendent. What's your favorite video game?
シンバとよくゲームするって言ってました。
シンバとやるのは、携帯ゲームのクラッシュロイヤルですと、フォートナイトはやってます。結構やってると思います。
We play two different games. On the cell phone, we play a game called Clash Royale. A lot of guys in clubhouse play it. And at home, we'll play Fortnite. We've been playing a little too much.
Any other questions in the back?
What's his gamer tag?
Right.
Mike Trout.
Trout, 27.
うまくなったら教えます。
I'll let you know once I get a little better.
Any further questions here in the room? Yeah.
Yeah, growing up, what do you attribute to getting to where you're at today?
ここまで選手になったのは一番誰の
僕は父親が小学校、中学校ぐらいまでずっと監督やってたので、技術的なこともそうですし、野球は父のそこは大きいかなと思います。
So my dad was my coach until I was in middle school, and he taught me all the basic stuff, fundamentals, all the great stuff about baseball. That's what got me into the sport, so I have to give credit to my dad.
All right, guys, we have about 5 minutes left, so we only have, room for a few more questions. So anything else on your mind? Anything else you want to ask? Out of curiosity, in and out burger, same order every time, or you order something different?
毎回同じ注文。
大体そうですね。まあでもプロテインスタイルと普通のやつがいつもかな。大体。
And for the most part, I always order one with protein style, one just regular buns.
Okay.
So usually, that
Pretty,
combo.
pretty consistent order then?
Yeah.
Usually. All right, well, if there's any more questions, last chance here, last call for questions, and then we can move on and do some photos and some autographs.
What's your favorite American television show?
Okay.
The only time I turn on TV is when I play Fortnite.
Go ahead.
Are there any Japanese restaurants in Anaheim that compared to that home you like?
焼肉はそうですね。満腹っていうところに行ってるんですけど、そこは美味しいです。まあこの間前田さんとかも来てましたし、今井選手も来てるんじゃないかな。
There's like a barbecue place called Mampuku. It's in Costa Mesa, not Anaheim, but it's pretty close. Always go there a lot. And we actually met with Maya from the Dodgers the other day. So I think a lot of the big league Japanese players go there. So it's pretty good shit.
Any last question here? Last chance, last call. All right, well, thank you so much for answering all the questions. Really appreciate it. So we'll let everybody enjoy your dinners. What we're going to do is we'll call the individual tables up. We'll have all you folks come by over in the back corner, meet Mr. Shohei Ohtani, get an autograph.
Everybody's getting their photos and their cards, signed cards. Let's take a look at Angels Stadium at night. There's a lot of glare in here, but it's pretty neat. From the suites deck. Beautiful. Tomorrow is opening day at Angel Stadium for them, so their first game at Angel Stadium. We're about a week into the season so far. Yep, pretty neat. This is pretty neat. Weather here is awesome too. Perfect temperature. Not too cold. All right. Back to the party.